Another distortion pedal? Why, John? Why? Well, let me tell you why. Because distortion pedals are fun, and the Magma Flex Metal Distortion by Thorn Soundlabs does have something unique to offer. So let's have some fun, dial in some thick and saturated and filthy tones, and let me show you what this pedal can do. Let's start right away with a demo track. Take a listen. All right, now that wasn't bad, wasn't it? I loved that texture that was going on there. And all of the distortion in that demo came from this pedal, the Magma Flex Distortion by Thorn. Really cool. So in terms of the signal chain, I was using my ESP LTD RZK-III Richards van Gruspe signature model with the Fishman Fluence RZK pickups in it on the bridge pickup, on the active voicing, into the pedal, into my Driftwood Mini Nightmare on the clean channel, just for a good pedal platform sound, into my Grossmann Fatbox 1x12 cabinet, loaded up with my Vintage 30, my favorite one, the Chinese made one. I know, I think it sounds better. Sorry, not so sorry. That signal was sent into the DAW, panned hard left and right. And there you go. Anyway, so I was asked by Thomann to review this pedal. And yeah, I'm always excited about metal distortions and stuff. So thanks to Thomann for sponsoring this video. Anyway, so this is the first ever pedal that I've ever tried by Thorn Soundlabs. They make some interesting pedals. And this was the pedal of my choice because obviously I like high gain tones. I like metal. So it was an obvious choice, right? So this pedal has some unique stuff going on. You can use it from 9 to 18 volts, as is often the case with these types of amp in a box / distortion pedals. We have a gain control up top here, which of course is essential. Then we have this damping control over here. That's basically a tight control. Turn it all the way counterclockwise for a thick and filthy kind of fuzzy tone, and turn it clockwise for a more tight and percussive tone, okay? Then we have this very unique headroom control, which basically, you know, limits the amount of distortion. So turn that down if you want less gain on tap, basically, all right? Then we have a volume control on the right here, and then below here, a 3-band EQ with a frequency control for the mid-band. So you can choose which frequency you're either boosting or cutting. So that is nice for extra tone shaping. And then in the bottom here, we do have a noise gate. You can enable the gate by pressing this switch over here. And with this, you can control the amount of gate, basically. I must say that in my case, in my experience, the gate works. So that is cool. But I don't really hear a big difference between putting it high or low. But that's just a little quirk that I noticed, okay? I think the design is cool, with that magma flowing all over it. It's a sturdy pedal, really well made. So if you want one of these, definitely check out my affiliate links for Thomann. So what I'm gonna do now is plug in a different guitar with a passive pickup this time, and just dial in some controls with the same setup so you guys can hear how all the controls affect the tone. Have fun. All right, so I'm sitting here with my Mozer Chariot Mono, a nice, simple, single pickup guitar that I also reviewed on the channel. By the way, the guitar is going straight into the Thorn Soundlabs Flex Metal Distortion Magma pedal, and that pedal is going into my Driftwood Mini Nightmare on the clean channel for a nice high headroom clean. It's a good pedal platform sound, sounds something like this without the pedal on. So yeah, nothing special, right? This guitar has the Hyperion 2 pickup, also made by Mozer Guitars. And we're gonna have some fun and tweak this pedal. And let me show you guys what this pedal can do, okay? And what all the controls do. So, this is a different sounding guitar than in the demo track, because in that demo track I used active pickups. The Fishman Fluence RZK pickups to be precise. Those are very high output, tight and aggressive. This pickup is a bit more medium output and a bit more mellow sounding. So it's a bit of a different sound, right? So let's go ahead and turn on the distortion pedal and see what happens. That's very thick and rich sounding. One thing that I like about this pedal is the texture and the grain that it has. Now let's check out the noise gate. You can turn the noise gate on by pressing that little switch over there. You can still hear the decay a little bit, but it's a good gate. I prefer a slightly faster release, if you will, for my gates. Let's try it to the left. So you can still hear that little bit of decay there. So it does sound kind of similar whether you have it at 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So let's just put it at noon. All right, so that is the noise gate. I always like it when a distortion pedal like this has a built-in gate, because obviously high gain tones can get a little bit noisy, right? So there's that. Up top here we have a gain control, of course, that you can use to dial in the amount of gain. Let's start with a bit of a lower setting. Let's say at 12 o'clock or so. So that's a cool crunchy tone. Let's lower it even further. So yeah, when you turn it up all the way, there's plenty of gain on tap. So this is with the gain up fully. Plenty of gain. Let's lower it a little bit and let me show you the damping control. Now what that does is it's basically a pre-distortion low cut, okay? Turn it up to tighten up the guitar and turn it lower to get a fatter and thicker sound. So let's try that. Let's turn it all the way off and see what we get, okay? That kind of sounds like a tractor, if you know what I mean. Very sludgy and filthy. Let's turn up the gain. Let's see how filthy we can get, right? So it's almost like a fuzz. Very thick and very gnarly sounding, right? Now, if we turn up the damping control, you know, for more tightness, the sound is definitely going to become more modern, if you will. So that's great about this pedal. You know, you can shape it to your liking. Let's turn up the damping control even further. That sounds much tighter, but with the damping control set this high, there's not really enough gain going on. That will work well probably for an overdriven amp, what we're going for an amp in a box style tone here. So we're going to turn it back up, let's say to 1 o'clock or so. I still wish it had a little bit more gain, because when you cut low end, there's going to be less gain, basically. So let's set it to around noon, which is a good point for this guitar. All right, then we have this headroom control over here. And that basically controls the amount of distortion that is on tap. So an interesting control. I've never seen that on a pedal like this. So let's dial that down. So that gives you a kind of lo-fi sound, right? But since we're going for a high gain metal tone, I'm not going to use that control. I prefer it with it all the way up. By the way, I am using this pedal in 18 volt mode. It's powered by an 18 volt power supply. I also used the same power supply for the intro track. All right, then we have a simple volume control, speaks for itself, and then a 3-band EQ. And the mid control does have a frequency control, which is nice, so you can fine tune that mid range there. Let's mess with the bass control a little bit. So that really thins out the tone. So around 1 o'clock or so sounds chunky enough for me with this amplifier, with this setup. So let's raise the mids and then sweep with the mid frequency control. So that way you can really hone in on the frequency that you either want to boost or cut. And then, of course, tone down the mids a little bit for a more balanced sound. We can also scoop, of course. I think this guitar tone especially needs mids. I'm going to put it back at 1 o'clock or so. And that really makes the guitar come to life, right? Finally, we have a treble control. Let's play with that for a second as well. Plenty of room there. So, a powerful EQ, you can really go in and shape the tone to your liking. Again, with the pedal off and with the pedal on. So there you go. All right, people, that is the Thorn Soundlabs Magma Flex Distortion. I enjoyed this pedal. There are many pedals like this on the market right now, so is it really special? It's hard to say. I mean, we all have our own tastes and our own flavors that we prefer, but this one does have some unique controls. You can make it sound thick and fat or more tight, so it can do some nasty tones for sure. So I enjoy this pedal. What can I say? If you're interested, again, check out my Thomann affiliate links. That would really help out the channel. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because I'd love to know. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps out the channel. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to buy an IR pack or a capture pack, just check out my web store. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.